Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel, Coffee Tea Paper. My name's Louise and today I have another Ferris Wheel Press ink to explore, examine and review with you. This is looking very promising. I really like the packaging. This ink is called Book of Botany and it's not a shimmer ink. So one things I always look for in a non-shimmer ink is it how usable is it? How legible it is? Is it an ink that you can use in any setting, from perhaps even a workplace to letter writing to writing in your journal? Because some of the inks can be a bit light, and when they're light they can be hard to read, they can be prone to fading. So I like to really see just how useful some of these inks can be. As always, there's this lovely gold foiling. This is quite a sort of vintagey feeling packaging. We'll have a read about what Ferris Wheel Press says about this ink, but there's a lot of reference to botany and sort of botanical specimens and frogs, and this is part of the Adventures of Moss Brothers collection, and this is Book of Botany. The ink tone, shaded shamrock green. Characteristics, lush, rich, subtle. Well, that's promising. And the story behind this ink is from famed illustrator Peter Moss. Here he is. Returns with a new publication, Botanical Elegance, an ode to the beauty of nature the Moss brothers encountered during their adventures. This collection showcases select illustrations from Peter's personal journal, now released to the public for the very first time. Experience the magnificence of nature through the Moss eyes with this verdant green ink. Peter Moss intentionally incorporates the ornate, curvilinear style iconic of Art Nouveau, a whimsical art movement that was also deeply influenced by nature. I do love Art Nouveau. This is very much in evidence in this frame. That is a very typical kind of style language associated with Art Nouveau. Nothing else is sort of jumping out at me at the moment. There's a little bit of a this frame here that's kind of quite muted in the background, and there's also a little bit of a William Morris sort of influence here too with the botanicals. Playful frogs accompanied the Moss brothers throughout their journey, and Peter made sure to include them in his book. Perhaps they're eager to try their hand at painting. Always looking ahead, Peter's personal copy is chock full of notes for his next big publication. What types of plants or animals would you like to see Peter Moss take on next? Right, well, that's a bit of whimsical fun from Ferris Wheel Press as always. So let's get out this ink and have a play with it and see. I know a lot of you are really keen on green inks. I am sure you'll be watching with great interest. As always, I will do a swatch with paintbrush so we can start seeing the characteristics of the ink on the two different papers that I have here. This Tomoe River paper as well, which is 52 GSM, as well as this thicker cardstock from this Colour Spectrum swatch book from Ferris Wheel Press.
Baby, when I look in your eyes, I can see you as a child. The river gives us every good thing, and then it takes it all away.
I think ink. It certainly is a lush and rich green. What was one of the other words they said? Verdant? Verdant. Yeah, I think that's a really good word for this ink. Whoever wrote this one was very very spot on. Interesting to see how it's going to dry off, but in the meantime we'll do our writing samples. I'm using my blue pumpkin nib by Browse, and I'll also have a go with this Hokoro 2.0 stub nib by Sailor.
Don't take me away from you. Don't take me away from you. I feel like I knew you then, when I was a little boy. I spent my days imagining the shape it would all take, and now it takes the shape of you.
Alright my friends, while I have been concentrating on doing this writing sample, I haven't actually been paying much attention to how the ink has been drying on the page, and I got a huge surprise. It's really got some nice shading around the outside. It's got this sort of emerald green heart, and then it kind of moves out into 2 additional shades of green. You even get a little bit of that on this cardstock, which doesn't often reveal too much shading characteristics. This is really nice. It's going down on the page beautifully. I love the variation, like when we've really exaggerated the letter size by using the 2.0 stub nib. Had a bit of a wonk there, but never mind. But I really like the variation in how this ink is going down. I'm very taken with it, as you might be able to tell. I think this is a really nice addition to their everyday ink collection. A good green is a really nice thing to have in your collection, and if you're a green ink fan, this one is a particularly nice example. So saying that, it's a terrible time to segue, but of course I have my discount code, so if you do want to purchase this ink or any other ink from Ferris Wheel Press, my code works globally across all different Ferris Wheel Press storefronts, and it is JA-CTP, and you will receive 15% off. However, please look if they're having any other deals. You might get a better deal than that. You might get a free pen or a free bottle of ink, or lately I even saw they had one day where they were giving a free ink carriage with a purchase. So just keep out an eye on those things and get the best bang for your buck, as they say. Of course, if you have a different Ferris Wheel Press creative ambassador that you would prefer to support, by all means use their code. I just want you to have a really good deal and a good experience, because they're nice inks on the whole. Occasionally they come out with one which is a bit, but yeah, they're having a bit of a good run of it lately. If you haven't already, I have also just done a video on their new 15th anniversary collection of Blue Revelry, which includes this jewel fountain pen in its own leather sleeve with the iconic Ferris Wheel Press logo shape, and this is the pen in question. So if you're interested in learning my thoughts on that, you can go and check out that video. And in that video, I also review the Blue Revelry 15-year limited edition for 2025 ink. I will leave some sort of link card, you know, the drill, up in the video in the description box. I will of course do some, I'm still just waiting for that to dry a bit, but after it's dry I will do some nice close-up photos so you can really get a good feel for the characteristics of this ink. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. Let me know if you're a green ink aficionado and what your thoughts are on this particular green ink. Maybe you haven't considered a green ink before and you're looking at this and going, well, that might be the one for me. I would love to know. I shall say goodbye for now. Bye!